All right, what's up? I'm back once again with the market shenanigans. Week 30. Man, time flies fast. Insane. Anyway, I got 3 trades here. 2 of them I didn't take. Let's see if that was the right decision or not, because they were both winners. But yeah, we'll just see what's up. So let's go into week 30 here in Notion, and we can see I didn't trade any day except for Thursday. I didn't really fill anything out because I didn't expect to take any trades, but the 2 things that I was watching was SpaceX over here and UJ over here. So here you can see that UJ broke out from somewhere, and I already followed it on my E on the lowest time frame, which was a 10-second. This was a beautiful, beautiful stage 2 that if it reaccumulated, I would definitely look for continuation. Very strong, very nice. And here, SpaceX on the 10-minute shorts, right? Big 10-minute push, reaccumulated, and I would call this reignition. This looks very, very good. And I actually took this as a 10-minute trade. We're going to see that. So, watching SpaceX shorts and UJ longs, and what the fuck happened to UJ? Invalidated for the day. Ah, yeah, I see. So on the 10-minute, right, it started going up, and then it, like, Darth Maul entered the chat, and this happened. And one of the big reasons why I didn't continue following it was because I thought, okay, well, this is over. This is gonna fuck up the entire day for me, and I won't be able to follow it, and I didn't. And maybe because of that, I didn't take the follow-up trades, because UJ actually presented some trades. So with that being said, let's just take a look at everything. And we're going to start with this one, which is the SpaceX trade. So on the 1000, not that important. I mean, we already have quite a bit of chart history here, but this is very clear direction, in my opinion. Like, this is a momentum cycle. We can already see the EMAs and everything. It looks very, very obvious to me. So here we are on the 100, right? So this push over here, I would say this was an MMB. So a reaccumulation on the lower. So the expectation would be something like this. So here we have it, right? This is the sideways, and price breaks out of there with big bodied candles, big imbalance. EMA start rising. It's looking really, really good. And this is a good MB. On the 10-minute, huge stage 2. Really nice stage 2. I love it. And it starts going sideways, right? Exactly what I want to see. Very nice orderly pullback. Definitely some reaccumulation, lows liquidated. And here I would call this reignition, definitely. And as it pulls back, already on this time frame, on the 10-minute, I set up a buy stop, and I look for the trade. So some lows liquidated. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a low that got liquidated. So this is valid. And yeah, I enter this trade. Let's see how I manage it. So as it goes above this high, and with the second, well, yeah, pretty much over here as it goes above, I reduce risk. And then let's see. Then it goes a little bit higher. This is a huge body candle, which I really like. And here I go completely risk-free. I just noticed that this didn't tap me in, no idea why. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I think that was some kind of trading view bug or whatever. But it was a valid trade, so I'll keep it that way. And it ends up coming back to break even, unfortunately. But that's okay. I think this was a beautiful trade. It met all of my rules. Basically, yeah, EVC, right? This is the E, V, and C. Everything is met. This was beautiful. Yeah, I really like this trade. Good. I would call it perfect. Oh, there we go. So, after that, we go into UJ. So, I didn't take it because it didn't meet rules, apparently. So, let's take a look how this trade fares against my rules. So, on the 1000, right? This level over here, that was like the big breakout level on the weekly. It broke out and it started going sideways, right? Some kind of flagging formation over here. And then it breaks out. I was looking for some trades here already, but there was some huge ass wick that invalidated everything, I believe. And then it continued higher. Expectation here is that it can easily go to like 165 or something. It's looking really, really good. Yeah, this is it. This huge ass wick. I was just like, I don't know about this. Maybe there was some trade in here. I don't know. Probably not. So yeah, this broke out and I started to look for trades. Here is the breakout. I definitely looked for something, but then it printed this whole thing, and I was like, meh, like this whole range looks kind of weird. So I didn't look for a trade, but then it broke out again, and I wanted to look for a trade, but then it printed this huge range, and I was like, bleh, let's not watch this. But then it broke out again, and like already I was like, UJ is behaving weird. Like whenever it goes higher, it immediately dumps and it's just ugly. I don't know. But I was watching it nevertheless. So here we are on the 1 minute, and we're looking at this push over here, right? The push is beautiful, absolutely beautiful push, shallow pullbacks, like pullback 1, pullback 2, really shallow, big body candles, imbalance, everything looking nice. And here's a pullback, very nice and orderly. We can see the pullback on the 10-second over here. This is a nice pullback. You can see the waves. You can see some kind of diagonal here, right? You can see some kind of flippy over here. And here I would call this a reignition. But one thing that I need on the 10-second is some kind of lows liquidated, right? This, in my opinion, was not enough. I needed to see another low liquidated here, and that's when I would get in. I think that was like the main reason why I didn't take it. That being said, maybe it was good. I'm not entirely sure. And there's also this entire case of it doing this kind of stuff twice already in a single day. Like I start trading at 9, so it already dumped big time once and then big time again. I was a little bit hesitant, so I didn't want to trade it. But that being said, this was a nice pullback, this was a nice reignition, but I really missed the reaccumulation here. So that's the reason why I didn't take it. Had I taken it though, how would I have traded that? Let's see. So I would be risk-free after it broke the floating supply, and that very, very quickly delivers to +5. So I didn't take it, but honestly, I think that was the right decision. Yes, this is going to happen many, many more times in my lifetime, that something is going to look almost perfect, I don't take it, and it delivers. But hey, that's just the way it is. I'm a sniper, and this just didn't meet my rules, and I'm actually happy that that I didn't get tempted in, that I stick to my rules, because this could have very well did something like this, right? Just based on what it has been doing the whole day already. Like it could have went here and boom, dumped. So yeah, didn't take it, good decision. And next trade is UJ again. So here we are on the 10-minute, right? Previous trade was in this MB, this goes higher and then it pulls back again. If this is a momentum cycle, then this is the first pullback, this is the second pullback, this is the third pullback. So most definitely not overextended. This can still go towards 164 here. And what do we have here? We are on the 1 minute, right? This is all looking very good. I would definitely look to get involved on the reaccumulation. This is a 1 minute trade. And here, the reason I didn't take this trade was that I didn't see this too much as a reignition. I don't know, like this is the flippy level, right? And what I usually want to see is a strong breakout through the flippy level. And unfortunately here, I would expect this to become some kind of redistribution and to fuck off lower, pretty much. So ideally, if I was to trade this on the 10-second, right, ideally this would continue higher and then reaccumulate over here, and that's where I would take my trade. But that doesn't quite happen. That being said, here after the choppy range, I kind of stopped paying attention. This was totally valid. I don't know if it was. Honestly, like, yeah, the reignition looks okay. EMAs do start rising, but I just think that it wasn't strong enough. If it was higher, I would consider it, but this just, I don't know. I just couldn't get myself to believe that this was a reignition. I just thought that this was probably a liquidity grab, and yeah, that's why I didn't take it. And I think it was the right decision, even though this does go to +5. And here I can see on the 1 minute that ideally I would be looking for a trade over here, right? Let's go to UJ real quick and just see if that actually happened or not. So the last trade was over here. Let me just see if OBS is recording the right window. It is. Okay, good, good, good. So if I go over here, yeah, so I was definitely valid to also look for a trade over here on the 10-second. And here there is no trade. There is unfortunately no trade. This is above floating supply already. But if it printed something like this, like whoop, 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 I could definitely take that. But that didn't happen, so never mind, I guess. So that's another +5 missed, but actually I am going to say that this was good that I didn't take it. And I'm gonna say this actually didn't look like a strong enough reignition. All right, so overall, that leads me to having absolutely no mistakes. Like, yeah, I did miss out on a potential +10, but it's not really there, you know? Like, I did watch UJ at the right time, but given the fact how it was moving and that it didn't fulfill a few of my rules, I really am proud that I didn't get tempted and that I took it. Because I know that if I took it and it ended up being a mistake, I would be mad at myself because I would point out those tiny little details that made this trade not perfect and I would say it's a mistake. So, good stuff. And what's next? I think that's all. Let's go to analysis here and see what trades I have taken. Just the one trade, which was a BE. So let's put that into my forward test. All right, go all the way down here. Did I already fill it up by any chance? No, I didn't. So that's a stock. When did I take it? July 23 at 1335. And it's a minus 0.2 just for commissions. So looking at my thingy here, still going kind of sideways. You know, honestly, the markets right now are in a trashy position. I really don't like what the markets are doing. Most of the stuff is just straight up sideways and whatnot. Actually, let's take a look at that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Go to my context tab here and let's go over all of the stuff that I'm actually watching on my watch list. Okay, so this is the weekly, this is the daily, right? EU, nothing interesting. Like eventually if this breaks down, I would follow some shorts, yeah. But right now, this really, I'm not going to short into this. I need to see a clear breakdown. EJ was one of the things that I did actually look to short over here, but it was moving in such a choppy, ugly way that I didn't take any trades, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that, because all of them would have chopped me up. Like, I would just take a shitload of break evens or losses, and that would ultimately just be, well, it would weight my EV down pretty much. UJ is in the right context here. I'm definitely looking to long this. And I did look to long this, as you saw, but because it didn't meet all of my rules perfectly, I didn't take any trades, and that's very good. UCAD looks decent, I think. Like here, if this builds up a little bit, like now we're pulling back on the daily, very nicely visible. I'm looking for reignition on the daily. Once we have reignition, I might follow it. USD CHF, not too bad, but right now this is just part of the sideways. I need this to go higher. I need this to really ignite, and maybe I would watch it as it reaches somewhere over here. But right now, not really. Jesus Christ, delete this. Okay, GBP USD is garbage. AUD USD is garbage. NZD USD garbage. Bitcoin, I'm looking for shorts. I want to take this lower, but right now it's going sideways. If this breaks out higher, actually, no. Even on the daily, I don't give a shit about this. I'm looking at the weekly. Either, like, there's a flippy over here, right? Like, some kind of accumulation. I would need to see this pretty much go sideways and then break out higher over here so that the EMA is reset and it does something like this. Then I would look for a long. But if this breaks down lower, somewhere over here, I'm going to start shorting for sure. And that goes for all the cryptos. NAS. All right, well, honestly, if this breaks out lower, I might look for some shorts. We'll see. I think that would be reasonable. JPN is just pulling back. I'm looking for reignition. SPX, same stuff as NAS. JERT30 broke out a little bit over here and I started watching. and I took a trade there, which was, in my opinion, beautiful. It was perfect, but it immediately dumped. So I'm looking for another breakout or whatnot. UK 100 closing into some interesting level. This reaccumulation is printing in a way where I really need to see the reignition happen over here, and I would follow the move that goes here. That I would follow. Right now it's too early. Silver and gold, yes, I am looking for shorts, but right now on the daily it's going sideways. If it breaks down convincingly and it looks good on the lower time frames and it's clean, I'm gonna follow shorts for sure. XU, whatever, XPT, whatever. And US oil is just like in the middle of nowhere now on the weekly, so I'm not following at all. So yeah, that's it. Like, most stuff just looks completely trash. The only things that I'm gonna look for in the upcoming week is once again UJ and SpaceX. Yeah, it's just like this one individual asset that is very nice and liquid and tradable, and it's one of those low float, high FDV things, and I think it's something that the retail world, the stockies, did not expect. And there's a lot of unlocks happening. I think there's going to be a lot of supply still coming into the market. And if it's clean, I'm definitely going to follow it short. So yeah, given the fact that it's holidays right now and the markets are trash, I think I can give myself some props for being super patient and only trading stuff that is actually really, really good context-wise. Other than that, I'm just sitting out. I have other things to take care of in my everyday life, other things to keep my mind occupied. So that's kind of nice. One last thing that I actually wanted to talk about a little bit is that I was thinking about one additional filter for my trades. And that filter is utilizing the Fibonacci tool. And the way that I envisioned to do it, and it's not just that I envisioned it, I actually went through my entire year, all of this year, and I applied that filter to these trades, and I loved it. The results were really, really nice, and pretty much every trade that I would have taken anyway met this rule, and many trades that didn't meet this rule would have been filtered out. So I think that's very nice, and most importantly, it's a simplification, once again, that makes my system, once again, that much simpler and easier to follow. So what am I talking about? So my system is fractal in the sense that whenever I have a strong stage 2 and it starts reaccumulating in an orderly fashion, I look for a reignition that tells me, hey, I can start looking here at the lower time frame or whatever to trade it. I can even look for a little pullback over here and trade it right here. Like, I can enter any pullback fractally if it meets the rules. But sometimes I'm like, hey, is this reignition strong enough? And that was the case, for example, here, right, with UJ, where I'm just like, hey, is this strong enough? And I'm sometimes not sure. Well, I thought about a very simple way how to evaluate that. And that is that I apply the Fibonacci tool to the pullback from here to here, and I look at the 50. The 50 is very often like the equilibrium of the range, right? And I want to see price break through the equilibrium to qualify as a good reignition. What do I mean? Let me go to TradingView one more time. Let's go to longs over here. Let's go to UJ again. Hello, can we get bigger? Thank you. And let's find the previous trade, and I'm gonna show exactly what I mean. So I'm gonna go over here, and yes, this is the trade. I can already delete these because I have everything documented, so it's no problem. All right, and the entry would be here, right? Yes. So let's pay attention to the 1 minute here. So there's the flippy and whatnot. Yeah, makes sense. The flippy would be here. And now I will take the Fibonacci tool and I will go from the absolute top to the absolute bottom of the pullback. And here I can see that this is the 50, right? The 50 is right over here. Excuse me. Okay. And what I want to see is the reignition breaking through the 50 convincingly. And this one, like, it stopped right at the 50, which would make me believe that this is just for redistribution purposes to fuck off lower, right? What I would much rather see is a breakout above and then a pullback. It didn't need to go much further. Like, if it just printed one more candle like this, that would be perfect. I would be so interested in that. But I think that this was just too weak. And yes, every now and then it is going to work, of course. And maybe it even works pretty well. But I just think that I would have liked to see a little bit more. Even if I didn't look at this rule and I just looked at the flippy itself, usually I really want to see a break through the flippy, a really convincing break through the flippy. And I just don't think that this was it. So going forward, I will always consult the 50. I'm not saying that it's going to be an absolute rule or whatnot, but I really think that it's going to make my decision-making process that much easier and simpler, and it's going to filter out only those rules, only those trades that are actually fucking perfect, right? So yeah, that's gonna be it for me this week. Is there anything for me to still do? Mistakes made, actually none, which is beautiful. So let's go to Trading Journal and immediately create a new entry for next week. And let's create a new thingy over here as well. So this goes here. It's gonna be week 31. Okay. And one thing that I'm gonna do here is this. And what am I gonna say? Well, you already know. I've been patient as fuck. I followed my rules and nothing went wrong. Nothing. So results were minus 0.2 R, and that would be exactly the same had I traded perfectly. So that's what I love to see. This way, I get to protect my capital. I get to stay in the game for long enough to wait for amazing times in the market, which will come. And once they will come, I will be there. I will put on risk and I will execute my EV, and it's going to be awesome. Until then, get out of here. See ya.